Okay, for this tutorial on time stretching, I'm going to be using the Tour from the Dead clip. Now, I know that I've used this previously a little earlier on in the training, but I couldn't resist, and it works great for time stretching. Now, as we mentioned when we used this clip before, it's about 16 seconds long, and it takes about 16 seconds just for good old Tor Johnson to get about halfway through the grave as he's rising from the dead in Plan 9 from Outer Space here. So what we can do is open up the in-out duration and stretch panels. And actually, we don't need in-out and duration, so I'm just going to right-click on each one and select hide this, hide this, hide this. And now we can play with the time stretching of a layer. Now, if I click and drag this to the left, I'm actually shrinking the time of the layer. So kind of like with keyframes, how when you bring them closer together, they have to go faster because they have to go the same distance in a shorter amount of time. Same thing with time stretching. We've now made this layer 36% of the size, but if I click here to about the out point, you'll see it's the same out point as it was before, but now the clip's going to have to play much faster in order to get through all of the clip in that amount of time. So let's hit the home key and preview this. And here it goes. And it's even really, really, really slow, even stretched to 36% of its length. And again, this is where the work area comes in real handy, because as Tor begins his craziness, his little jig, played back at about 3 times the speed, is extremely hilarious. Good stuff all around. Now, we can go the opposite way when we stretch. If we go back to 100%, which I'm going to do by just clicking on this hot text. Now, you might think that if you just click on it, you can type in a number, but with time stretch, if you click the button, if you click the hot text there, it will open up the time stretch dialog. Now, we're going to leave everything as is here, but I just wanted you to be aware that this is available. I'm going to type in 100% here, and it's back to normal. And actually, I'm going to double-click my work area bar to get that back to normal as well. Now, we could also stretch the clip in the other direction. If we stretch it to the right, we're actually going to make it longer. Now, I really don't recommend that for this clip. It would be dreadfully awful at 300%. But as a glutton for punishment, this is what it would look like if we were to stretch it to 3 times the length. That is just unbelievably slow. And that's about all I can take of that, but you get the idea. You might have also noticed that the audio came along for the ride. That when we sped up the video, the audio sped up as well, and the pitch also was sped up. When we lengthened out the clip and made it longer, then the audio also slowed down and became lower in pitch. So that's our chapter on video editing. Now we're going to move to something that actually kind of pertains to video editing. We're going to talk about mats, masks, and keying. And it's definitely feasible that all 3 of those words might be new to you, but don't worry about it. We're going to explain all of those terms in that chapter.